yeah, folks. Folks, soaks, and fucks. That's right. Welcome to another episode of How You Been with Brett the Mott. I, of course, am your fearless leader, Brett the Mott. The king of the DeMotley crew, you could say. Folks, I want to get it out of the way here immediately. I'm doing good. Okay? I'm doing good. Everything is fine. We're working through the difficulty of the last week. And I'm just going to go ahead and get it out of the way right now. I will wear this shirt every single week until the love of my life, BB, takes me back. Because, folks, everything that I've done in the last 6 months, some could say 6 years, some could say my full life, everything I've done has been wrong and bad, and I'm stupid. Okay? I'm stupid. She knows it. I know it. Everybody else out there knows it. And I'm going to tell you this. This is just the beginning of the redemption arc for Mr. DeMott. Okay? This is, you know, in the movie, when all the good stuff's going on, and then some really bad stuff happens, and then the person, you know, is walking around at night by themselves, usually thinking about all the wrong things that they did. And then they get an epiphany, right? Flash a light. Or, you know, in some movies, something bad, something even worse happens. They witness a car accident. Or they realize that the aliens is actually the good guys. You know? Something like that. This moment of realization that they realize that they've been wrong this whole time. And then they run back home, get there, all out of breath, and they say, I've been wrong this whole time. Take me back to their wife, because that's the best movies are about a failing relationship. So this right here, this is the beginning of that part of the movie, folks. I want everybody to know that I have remorse for everything that I did and did not do in some cases. Should have been more astute. Should have done more to make my family feel loved. Because here's the thing. I realized last week that I ain't never said my children's names out loud on a show. And to them and to other people, it may make it seem like I ain't proud of them. Or I don't remember who they are. But we all know that ain't the case, because my kids' names are Cooper, Raylan, and Brayley. We all know it. We've all known it all along. And that's my kids' names. So let that be the first step. The first step on the road. Okay? That's the first step on the road to redemption, saying my kids' names out loud. And a lot of people say that's a real low bar, Brett. That's a real low bar. And it is. Okay? I get that. I understand that. A lot of people didn't even realize I said my kids' names wrong in the episode last week. I went back and watched it, and I said their names wrong. Hold up my hands to prove that I didn't write the names there. Hey, we ain't got no notes. Nothing on the notes. Only thing that's written around us is a parking ticket that I got. It's the only note we got. The only note we got is a parking ticket. Okay? So, folks, mark my words. In a few weeks, months, it could be years, it could be decades time, you're going to look back at this episode of How You Been as the turning point. The part where things went from the worst they ever been to the best they ever been. Because not only is my relationship, can it only get better? Also, this week marked the grand opening of the Real Tight Hardware pop-up experience. And folks, let me tell you, this was success. The first taste of success I ever got. Did I do a lot of sales? No. Let me get that out of the way here. But I don't measure success on whether or not I sold screwdrivers, okay? I measure success on how I felt while the thing was happening. And let me just tell you guys, I spent weeks getting this thing off the ground. You wouldn't believe the kind of stuff. I went to all your favorite tool designers. Tools. I got tools designed by some of the best guys, okay? I got a Thin Joey crowbar, handcrafted by Thin Joey. We all know Thin Joey. We love Thin Joey. I got a drill designed by the cousin of the guy in the clown mask in Slipknot. I got 2 different one-of-a-kind saws designed by Kevin. And we all know Kevin. Kevin's the saw guy around town. So that was a huge get. And then the piece de resistance of all of this is I got the nail and screw collection to kill all nail and screw collections. Okay? These nails and screws were curated by none other than Bob Vizsla. And I know that isn't the guy that you all were expecting, Bob Vila. This, of course, is Bob Vizsla, who is a guy who has definitely capitalized on Google confusion in creating his hardware empire and has developed a bit of a cult following, you could say. And before you say, Brett, he's developed a cult following because he is a cult leader, I'll say this. Listen to the man speak for 10 minutes. And if you ain't convinced that he's the guy for you to follow, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? It's not a cult. He's just a great leader. Okay? Not a cult leader, a great leader. A great leader. Simple as that, folks. Simple as freaking that. So anyway, we opened up on Tuesday last week. Thursday. Jesus. All the days bleed together. We opened up on Thursday last week, and I'll tell you this, the building is awesome. It's 15 square feet. And it is in the alley between the bowling alley and the pizza joint on 6th Street. And I'll tell you this, foot traffic could be better. I'll be honest, having to exit in the alleyway, the exit/entrance in the alleyway has proved to be a bit challenging, but I'm thinking about hiring one of these sign flippers to go out there at the end of the alley and try to get people to come down. So the donations today will definitely go to my guests, who I'm very excited for, by the way. But I will tell you this, a portion of those donations will go towards printing a sign, which I got to do some research into how you do these flippable signs, because they got to have different weight distribution than just a regular poster board or something like that. So I'm going to look into it. Worst case scenario, we'll do one on poster board, see how that works out. And it'll also go to paying for a sign flipper. So if you would be so kind today to keep that in mind when you're donating, that these donations got to be split, that'd be fantastic. But folks, I mentioned my guest, and I got to come clean about something else. You know, I'm very vocally opposed to therapy. We've talked about it on the show a couple times. So we all know that I've come out very vocally against therapy, but I got to come clean with you guys. I've been embarrassed by the fact that I've been going to therapy for the last 6 months. And some could say, this is part of my recovery here, folks. Some could say that this is me coming to terms with and showing remorse for the choices that I made. The last 6 months, I've been going to therapy. And I decided that I'd bring my therapist on a show tonight. And I'll be honest with you guys. Have I been completely truthful with my therapist? No. Have I gotten the gist? Has my therapist heard the gist? Yes, my therapist has heard the gist. But we're working up to it, you know? Honesty is difficult, folks. You ain't just born being honest. You learn to talk, okay? You learn to express your needs in a primitive way. It's just tough, you know? But I'm learning how to be a little bit more honest. And Dudley St. Salmon, my therapist, is working on that with me. As well as a host of other things. So I'm very excited for y'all to meet him. I figure this is the first step in accountability, okay? Having your therapist on so you can't hide the truth no more. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. But before we bring Dudley on, I do want to dip into the old mailbag as we do. Because, it's always nice to hear from the listeners. So please, if you got a question, comment, concern, you just want to tell me a fun story, whatever, you can send me an email to howyoubenshow@gmail.com. And folks, as you know, it'll get read on the show. So, ain't no doubt about that. But I got an email, subject line, big opportunity, capital B, 4 I's and a G, opportunity. And let's see what it says here. It says, hey, Brent. First of all, that ain't my name. We're loving what you're doing. Fantastic. Me too. You seem like a really intelligent guy. Thank you. It's not every day that we see somebody with your talents. You are very good. These are general statements at this point. Could be written to anybody, but I think they do apply to me. You seem like somebody ready to take on a real challenge absolutely every day of my life. Our elite scouting team has selected you for an incredible opportunity based on your elite skills. I'm assuming hardware selling. You're lucky enough to be on the ground floor of a revolution. Be the one to change the world and make $sign while you do it. Are you up for the task? $sign, 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 $sign. Arrow money you will get. This is the opportunity of a lifetime, Brant. Okay, you didn't even spell my name right. You didn't even spell my name wrong the same way twice. Get ready to change your life and feel nice through strategic exploration of economic stimulus. We have created a synergistic model of accumulated capital based on analytical algorithmic data collection extrapolated from dynamic social systems. I don't know. Our technological advancement in the financial sector allows us to acquire high-level recruits from the private sector, showcasing exceptional critical thinking skills. We think you're smart and good. You are not gullible. Thank you. To take advantage of the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, all you need is a strong constitution, a bit of self-will, and a picture of the front and back of your credit. Okay. Front and back of your credit card? All right. Don't wait. Spots are filling fast. Join the movement. Live the dream. Get your loved ones to care. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance that you don't want to miss. Brian. Okay. Reserve your spot in one easy step. Just send .9138241 BTC, whatever the hell that is, to 4JCLW7 CKBVHG9VBAK3BLVKA5VJFM. Don't, with quotation instead of an apostrophe, don't wait to do it now. We're so excited to have you on a team. This is legit. Smith and Myth Mimetic Sustainable Solutions, LLC. Okay, here's the thing, folks. I've been scammed before. And this reads just like a scam. If you're out there, whoever it is, didn't even put a name, if you're out there and you send me this email, I need some follow-up here to prove that this ain't a scam. Because you're pushing all the right buttons, but I just can't tell if this is a scam or not. So please, if this is you, I need you to follow up. I need you to send me another email and just prove to me that you're a real person and this ain't a scam, and maybe I'll be interested. But I ain't going to take this email at face value. Seems a little suspect. I ain't going to get scammed again. Scam me once, shame on you. Scam me 2 times, shame on you also. Scam me again. Quit trying to scam my ass, people. I'm sick of getting scammed. All right? I ain't no gullible piece of shit no more, all right? I'm done with that. All right, folks. I'm going to hop to a break, and I'm going to get my therapist, Dudley, on the line. We'll be right back real quick. And it's going to be a good time. Stick around through the break, and we'll be right back. There we go. I couldn't find the mute button, folks. Thank you all so much for sticking it out through the break. Another quick one, right? I almost made it back before the song ended. That would have been something else, huh? Would have been something else, but the song did end up ending, so don't give me too much credit. But folks, I said it once, I'll say it again. I'm very excited for my guest today. This is, again, part of the Brett the Mott Comes Clean to the World world tour, you could call it. And I'm very excited to introduce to everyone here somebody who has been instrumental in the growth of me as a person, and that is none other than my therapist, Dudley St. Salmon. Dudley,
hello.
How are you today, Dr. Salmon? Good.
You could just call me Dudley. It's fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure? All right. I just, I
got a PhD.
You're not?
No.
Okay, because that's interesting because you do put a DR. There's a DR on when I go to your office, when I used to go to your office, there was a DR on the door. Is that like is that leftovers? Is that what?
I moved into an orthodontist office, and like, who's going to change that? You know what I mean?
Right. So you
well, don't you love the chairs?
The chairs are good.
I kept the chairs.
They are good. They do sort of trigger a sort of we talked about this. There's a sort of a fight or flight response when I see the orthodontist chairs because, as we've talked about, I had an experience as a young child getting braces at the orthodontist. And so it is a bit of a shock, but at the end of the day, they're the most comfortable chairs. Because most people who sit in them are in there for hours.
Yeah, and I moved a second one in there so we could both be in them. I thought it's pleasing. Like, I'm not going to let that go to waste. Right,
exactly. Honestly, and that's what really sort of drew me to you as a therapist, Dudley. I like that our sessions, it don't feel like a guy talking to the guy that's trying to fix them. It's like a guy talking to a guy that's listening and just, gentle nudges.
Well, I can't fix you. You're the only one that can fix you.
Now, see, this is a thing that Dudley has said multiple times, and I always say as a joke when Dudley says that, I says, well, what the hell am I paying you for?
Gentle coaching.
Yeah.
What's with this shirt, though? Is there more of a statement? I feel like this is not helping my cause.
Well,
For someone with crippling self-esteem issues.
well, hang on.
This is what we in the biz call a red flag.
Okay, well, listen. I got crippling self-esteem issues, all right?
Crippling.
I know you like to say that I got self-esteem issues. I like to say that, I'm realistic about myself. And let's be honest, the picture that I am painting for you, I told the viewers, and I'll tell you, because this is all part of me coming clean.
Sure.
The picture that I paint for you is not the picture that I paint for them. And so having you on the show today is sort of my attempt at just laying it all out there on the line and showing people who I really am. And I think the only person who can do that is the person who I've been most vulnerable with for the last few weeks and months.
I guess I would ask you, why are you keeping things from your fans? Is it for their benefit or for yours?
I think if I'm being honest,
please, haven't you been?
That's what I'm trying. I'm working on it. Okay. If I'm being honest, the thing to me is if I'm real with the fans, what if the fans don't like the real me, and they like this image that I've created for myself over the last, I've been doing this podcast for 27
Eddie Murphy
years.
ended up making Norbit. You know what I mean? If you just do what you think people want to see, no one is satisfied. You have to forge your own path.
And it's interesting.
That's why he came back with My Name is Dolomite, and we loved it.
It's interesting that you tend to use movies as examples for your sort of lessons that you teach me.
Well, my uncle is Leonard Maltin.
Right. And as I've said, I don't know who the hell that guy is, Dudley. So it don't mean nothing to me.
You never saw Entertainment Tonight in the 80s.
I probably saw it in passing.
You've never seen a book on the history of animation.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not, Dudley.
Well, then maybe this shirt is making sense.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the shirt, Dudley. And this is what I'm liking to call my apology shirt. And as you know, BB and I, my wife, she officially threw the ring off the finger last week and said she said it's over.
Yeah.
And so to me, this is what I like to call, to use a movie reference, which I did earlier, that this is the sort of moment in the movie where everything seems real bad, but it's just right before the epiphany. What I'm doing. This is me standing with the stereo outside of the car playing a song.
Say Anything?
Or yeah, sure. That's the movie with what's his name? John Cusack.
John Cusack. He's kind of insufferable on Twitter, though, isn't he? We get it, John. You're progressive. We got it.
Where's
that link you're sharing? We've seen it.
We've seen those videos of him riding his bicycle around and getting beat up by police officers and being one of the only celebrities who has put himself on the front lines.
Is that true?
I did see there was a Twitter video for a second I saw where he's sort of confronting some police officers and they hit his bicycle with a little club and he did a big old thing about how I'm fine, but this is what's going on out there.
I mean, if I saw John Cusack getting mobbed by the police, I don't know if I'd lift a finger, frankly. And I'm like all for defunding the police, but
John Cusack ain't somebody that you're going to put your neck on the line for. Is what you're trying to say.
It feels like it's going to be like performative humility with John Cusack. You know what I mean?
I hear that, Dudley. People performing what they think the other people want to see. That's what we got. That's how we got to here.
Yep.
And so I think the thing for me is just I've spent 27 years doing this podcast, which we've talked about. I've been doing this podcast since I was very, very young. And so to me, I've cultivated this sort of image of myself that at this point it's like when if Bruce Springsteen all of a sudden was like, you know what? Actually, if the boss was like, you know what? I do jazz now. I do smooth jazz.
I mean, instead of doing through those acoustic records.
Exactly. When Nebraska came out, people were like, "What the hell's this? This ain't the boss."
Goes to Tom Joad, call an exorcist. That's what I say.
Exactly. So you get what I'm saying.
I get it.
You get it to a certain degree. So to me, it's like if I'm coming on here being like, listen, viewers, I'm currently very sad. Then that ain't the Brett that the Soaks and folks have known for so long.
They want the clown. They want the buffoon. They want the joke. They want little marionette.
Yeah. At least that's how I think about it. and I'm just scared. If I'm being, if
So
I'm
you
being
think you're
honest.
like a Cher? You think you're like on that level of iconic status?
Hey.
People know you so well. If you deviate from your well-known persona, people are going to be shattered.
It's possible. All right, I got people to count on me, Dudley.
Sure.
They show up here every week. They expect a certain level of energy, and to be quite honest, last week on the show when BB threw the ring down, that was the darkest things have ever been. And I sat there in that moment and I was like, Jesus Christ, what am I doing putting my life out in front of all these people every day?
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a moment of what is it? Existential
crisis?
crises. Yeah. I was like, I've been spending my whole life doing this shit. And now my wife's walking out, and she did walk out. She's been walked out. And here I am, Dudley. And what does that say about me?
I mean, has it been? Have you had a chance to reflect on your life without her? Has it been like? Do you think there were mistakes made? Do you have regrets?
Hey, Dudley.
Just I'm stupid.
I'm stupid.
Well, what are you going to do moving forward? You can't be just stupid. I mean, okay, established. We don't need to belabor that for a week that you're stupid. We got it.
But it's like,
so how do we move forward?
I think here's I'll tell you what I've been doing the last week. We ain't had a session this week, so I'll tell you what the last week has been like for me.
All right.
You tell me if this feels healthy, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so it happened on Tuesday. On Tuesday night, I stayed up really, really late, and I ended up just sitting in my bedroom eating cookies, laying in the bed, just wondering if things would ever be good again. Wednesday morning, I woke up. I made a huge
That was
breakfast.
the first thing you did. That was your night after your wife left you through the ring. You just laid on a bed and ate cookies. Honestly, that sounds perfectly pleasant.
Well,
It doesn't seem that's your dark night of the soul.
It's the start.
Devastating some Pepperidge Farms Milanos.
How'd you know? I guess I've told you what my favorite cookie is before.
Well, and they're on special at Albertsons.
They are on special. So, okay, so you get it.
I guess.
Yeah. And
But
so
that doesn't sound that bad to me.
well, okay. And then the next morning I woke up and I was like, okay, well, what the hell am I going to do now?
Dusted the crumbs off
I
your
dusted
chest.
oh, let me tell you, the crumbs, I didn't even need to dust them off because they had just kind of, I you know, I'm a restless sleeper, so crumbs were already all over the bed.
Sure.
And so I wake up Wednesday morning and I'm saying, well, what the hell am I going to do with this whole day? And I'm freaking
I can't
out.
imagine why your wife would leave you. Who doesn't love a crumb-filled bed?
I didn't eat the cookies when she was around.
Oh, there's no crumbs in that bed when she was around?
Zero.
Ever? I find that hard to
Well,
believe.
not no crumbs. See,
Okay,
you're
okay.
keeping me honest here, Dudley. I eat cookies in the bed all the time. That's
Of course. You're stupid.
I'm stupid. And so there was crumbs in the bed for sure. And so Wednesday I wake up I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna spend a whole day. And I'll be honest with you, until about dinner time, I spent the day just trying to figure out what the hell to do. So I'm pacing around the house. I'm going out in the backyard, looking at the backyard, not knowing what the hell to do.
Okay.
And so I'm sitting there thinking, I gotta do something. So I turn on the TV, and I'm sitting there watching MSNBC, which you know, it's
Rachel Maddow could go on a bit, let's be honest. Like, we need 10 minutes to get to this point. We need to know the history of the blimp industry before we get to why Lindsey Graham sucks.
You're saying what everybody
people do this. I feel like they should be doing this to her.
I
the
feel like-
opposite of that. Put it back.
I feel like we got to give the news people a pass these days because
Oh, because there's not enough to talk about.
the election stuff, it was a lot. It was a lot of the same thing for a long time. So I feel like we got to give them a pass.
Okay.
You know, give them a minute. So you
watched MSNBC.
So I turn on MSNBC and I order pizzas. And I'm sitting there waiting for the pizzas, sitting by myself, not knowing what to do. And so I'm watching MSNBC. Pizzas get there. I eat the full pizzas, fall asleep on the couch. And that's the end of my Wednesday. So then Thursday, I wake up. And Thursday was the big grand opening of my, I've been trying to set up this hardware store pop-up experience because with the hardware store I used to work at and I don't have the ownership stake anymore.
I can tell you, this is terrible timing for any sort of pop-up experience.
I want to be
Museum of Ice Cream has been devastated by this whole pandemic.
I want to be the guy that bucks the system. I want to be the guy that figures it out, Dudley.
You want to crack it?
Yeah, I want to crack this. I want to crack the in-person shopping experience mid-pandemic. Okay, and so I opened up the store, and I didn't get any bites. Okay.
Sure.
But the store looks great. All the products that I got are beautiful. Okay, and I told the viewers I'm gonna get a sign spinner here soon. So I'll drum up some business.
You think that's the problem?
I think awareness is the big issue.
Lack of awareness. Not that people are aware and choosing not to go.
I'll tell you this, Dudley. If I found out if people knew that the hardware pop-up had opened and they chose specifically not to come and visit me for a personal reason, I think it would fully ruin me.
I mean, that's more than likely. Not everyone is going to be a fan of everything you do. You can't please everybody. Also, one thing you haven't mentioned. A, you haven't mentioned your children at all, which I think is very telling. And B, like, how did you feel? You haven't told anything how you felt. You ate some crumbs, you watched MSNBC, ordered some pizzas. Like, you might as well be like a 15-year-old liberal Alex P. Keaton with the parents away.
Well, okay, how did I feel? This is a good
long walk for a short.
No, I get it. This is how I feel. If let's talk about what I was really feeling.
And also, my week was fine. Thanks for asking. Jesus.
I forgot.
I'm going through a pandemic too,
I know. I forgot that we always start the sessions off. And the premise of this podcast is for me to ask you how you've been. But, there's bigger fish to fry. So. And there's bigger fish to fry, no pun intended, Mr. Salmon.
Sure.
I'm very sorry. We'll get to you. I promise we'll get to you in a second.
It's fine. I just took a Tex-Mex class online, and that was about it.
A Tex-Mex class?
Yeah. I learned how to Tex Mexico. You have to add, country codes.
It's a whole class just to figure out how to text a different country?
Yes, it cost me $75.
Wow. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't mean to spoil the situation, but I bet you could have figured that out with a quick little Google.
Well, I don't like Google. That's so impersonal.
That is true. You like it? Well, wait, hang on. Was this an in-person Tex-Mex class?
On a football field. We did it from the different yard lines. So it's safe. We're still wearing masks.
Okay, good. So you went to a football field. Let's paint this picture for a second. So you signed up, I'm assuming, in advance.
Of course. I'm not going to show up unannounced. Are you crazy?
How long ago did you book the spot?
About 6 months.
Okay, so you've been looking forward to this Tex-Mex.
I've been looking forward. It was a 3-hour drive.
So you drove 3 hours to walk out onto a football field 10 yards away from the next person. Yeah. And where was the instructor? Were they in the booth, up in the announcing booth?
He was sitting on one of the pylons. The goalposts.
Oh, up on the uprights for the field goals.
Yeah.
Ha. That's a precarious perch.
Well, he's a showman.
Oh, who was this? Wait, was this the Tex-Mex class taught by Hugh Jackman?
It was the Hugh Jackman Tex-Mex class.
Holy crap. I heard about that. Tickets were or spots in the class were going for hundreds of dollars on eBay.
Whoever's doing his marketing, you should maybe contact for your hardware pop-up.
Honestly, do you have any sort of relationship with him now after taking the class? Could you do
the guy who promotes Hugh Jackman's Tex-Mex class? Do I have any relations with his marketing guy? I can look it up, I suppose. I can reply to the email my ticket showed up in.
Right, there was a contact in there probably that I support at Hugh Jackman's TexMexClass.com or whatever.
I think it was Jackhole Industries.
Jackhole? Wait, is it Jackhole?
It's not copyrighted in Australia.
Oh, okay. But I thought Jackhole for a second. I thought that was already somebody else's company.
It is something else. I can picture the end card at the end of
It's the end card on a TV show. Don't
you have a chat, people, that could tell us who it is?
Yeah. Anybody who's watching, who's Jackhole? Is that Jimmy Kimmel?
It's something like a Man Show related.
I feel like it was on a Man Show. Which
was
It was
repellent.
yeah. Thinking about it in the past, the fact that that show exists is disgusting. In my remembery, yes.
Oh boy, you got another one of those shirts? Because I don't want you to have to wear it dirty tomorrow.
In my remembery, it was a gross shirt. Or, I mean, show, not shirt.
Oh,
I have
sure,
shirts
sure.
on the brain. Who knows what Jackhole. Okay, it was Jimmy Kimmel and Adam Carolla's production company.
The Man Show, then.
The Man Show. Yeah, so it was from The Man Show, in fact.
Well, I'll contact Jackhole Industries in Australia, and I'll forward you the info.
I would honestly be forever in your debt, Dudley, which I know that I already am because I haven't come through with payments for a little while.
You owe me $5,000.
I know.
Let it slide, because I'm doing very well for myself.
I
mean,
appreciate it. I know. I can tell you look like, honestly, you look like you're doing really well. I mean, we won't even talk about the car you drive because it's one of the nicest
I drive
cars.
2 Fiats. I wear them like roller skates.
I should have said cars. I said
Thank
We
you.
won't talk about the car you drive. I should have said cars because, yes, it is true. Dudley St. Salmon drives 2 Fiats, wearing them like roller skates, and reaches in on both sides to steer both wheels at the same time. It's honestly one of the most impressive things you'll ever see, folks. So
To be fair, though, the left one is the European model.
Oh, so then
The driver's
the
steering wheel is on the right side on that one.
So you
On
go
the left foot.
Okay, so the steering wheels are on the inside on the one.
I'm not stupid. I'm not wearing that shirt.
A lot of people say, Dudley, when I've read some reviews on your Yelp, and it says that you're quite opinionated.
Slander, all of them.
It says you're quite
I'm in a
opinionated
lawsuit with
for a
Yelp right
therapist.
now. I should let you know.
With
Well,
Yelp,
I do by myself as confrontational therapy.
which is exactly what I need, because as the folks who watch the show know, I ain't gonna admit to nothing unless somebody calls me out directly to my face.
Yeah.
So
Like
I
if the mirror
appreciate
was a glass of ice water, I'm throwing that mirror right in your face.
Exactly. And so that is your Yelp. This lawsuit with Yelp. How is it going? Would you say you are winning?
Rudy Giuliani's not replying to my emails. He's my lawyer. Apparently he's busy with something.
Oh, you're not aware of what this man is busy with? Because
I
Dudley,
think he was in a movie or something.
he was in a movie, but Dudley, let me tell you this:
Well, he's very popular.
America's mayor is
Thank
trying.
you. The world's mayor, I would say.
I'm sometimes confused
Sorry,
by your
Spin
politics,
City.
Dudley. I am sometimes confused by your politics. You seem to kind of hate everybody.
True.
And then, but
Look at the state of the
simultaneously,
world. Should I be praising somebody? Is somebody just nailing it right now?
I guess that's true. You're an equal opportunity roaster.
I'm the Andrew Dice Clay of therapists, I like to say.
And that is what one of your Yelp reviews actually does say.
I
And
thought that was a good thing.
yeah, no.
I wondered why it was 1 star.
No. Also, it is from what I assume is the real Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh, that son of a bitch. Ever since I wrote a scathing review of The Adventures of Ford Fairlane in the Sanford Press.
Wait, what is the Adventures of, what is that?
You've never seen The Adventures of Ford Fairlane and the Andrew Dice Clay star vehicle?
Let me tell you
You
something.
know the Billy Idol song, Cradle of Love? That's
Yes.
where it came from.
Oh, wait, maybe I have seen this movie. Okay, here's the thing, Dudley. I'll come clean. Everybody who watches this channel knows there's pretty much 0 movies that I've seen. So most movie references get lost in me, which you know. You use them a lot, and I say, what are you talking about?
try.
What are you talking about? I say, what are you even talking about? So when you just from now on, if you're gonna make a movie reference, I would say over-explain it because I ain't gonna get it.
Fair.
Yeah, it just can't happen. But no, so you're still able to practice, right? Like the lawsuit is
Not a real doctor. So yeah, if you want to come through my door, we're not going to ask any questions. I ask for cash.
right, which is again why I haven't been able to pay you because I don't walk
I
around.
just
With cash.
need at least 30 minutes so I can start up the generator. That will get the lights on in the office. I just need a little bit of notice. I don't want my patient seeing me pulling on that cord. You know, that's not attractive.
No, and this is interesting. You hope to look attractive to your clients.
I know that's a rare concept for you, desiring to look attractive. Even
Whoa!
though it looks like the
Hold
two of
on!
us, I
Dudley!
do have to say, the two of us do seemingly have chosen the same options in the character creator,
Okay.
except for the hair.
No, you hold on a second. You don't think I'm trying to look attractive right now?
I mean, the only one who could pull off that haircut is Fran Lebowitz,
Who?
a New York City bon vivant. She wrote essays for the New Yorker.
I have no idea who this
You
woman
go to all
is.
this trouble of having this like great lighting in your setup, and then this is the haircut. You're spending how much money on like soft rim light, a ring light?
Okay, the light right here is only $160. Okay, and I know I did buy it while I was seeing you, and so I could have probably given you that 160.
Could
Okay,
have.
but this is my livelihood here, Dudley. Until the pop-up gets off the ground, I ain't gonna be making much money elsewhere. So I gotta
do you
invest.
have a plan B?
What do you
Are
mean?
you going all in on this pop-up?
I mean, at the current moment, I would say that the pop-up is plan A, and the podcast is plan 0. This is this.
I've got to tell you, I've never been to a pop-up I liked. Like every time I've gone to a pop-up, I'm like, yeah, I see this looks temporary. This will be around in a month. Yep, that makes sense.
What is the last pop-up that you went to, Dudley?
I think it was a pretzel shop.
Okay, first of all, I love pretzels.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Let me write that down.
I love pretzels, and if I was aware of this pretzel pop-up shop, I would have single-handedly kept them in business. Although,
That's a lot of pretzels.
I'll tell you this. You know what's better than a pretzel?
The love of your wife?
That ain't what I was going to say, but
I'm sorry.
yes, BB, if you're watching, that is actually what I was going to say. I wasn't going to say a movie theater hot dog. I was going to say the love of my wife, BB.
Well, so wait, you don't like the movies, but you go to the movie theater just for the hot dogs?
What? It takes so long to go to watch a whole movie.
That's a lot of money for a just okay hot dog.
And I do watch movies. I did have a little movie club that I used to go to, but some crazy shit happened with one of the members. R.I.P. And so we ain't been doing much movie watching, obviously, because of the pandemic as well.
Sure.
So I mean, it's just, I go to, now I go to the movie theater because the movie theater's doing takeout hot dogs because they got to do it to stay in business.
That must be wildly expensive.
Hey, $6 for a hot dog ain't so bad. Okay,
You got to go to Costco. I've been telling you need to go to Costco.
I'll tell you
$2 for the hot dog.
I'll tell you this. Second on the list of favorite foods is Costco hot dogs. It's just about
So
a
movie theater
hot dog.
dogs, number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Costco hot dogs.
It's almost as good as a movie theater hot dog. Similar family. Of foods like the.
I think they're very similar. I would say.
I guess
think
they're the
that's
same
also the same family.
Right, technically the same family. Yes,
How do you
technically.
define family? I'm just curious.
Look. Do they look the same? Do they look similar? They do. They're about the same size. Buns are about the same texture.
Is this how you talk about your children too? That's the same. Those are the same words you used when I asked you to describe your children a few sessions ago. They look about the same size.
I said, all kind of look like me, about the same size. We're the same family. And that's weird because they're a variety of ages, 17, 13, and 9. And their names are Cooper, Rayleigh, and Braylon.
Wait,
those are their
you said
names.
Brayley and Rayleigh.
Rayleigh and Raylan. Okay? It's Cooper, Brayley, and Raylan are the names of my kids.
Very defensive when you say that.
Or it's Cooper, Braylon, and Rayleigh.
So there's some uncertainty. I feel like there's a disconnect between you and your children. You're struggling. We're not asking for like the capitals of, Europe. We're asking for like your children's name. This shouldn't be a stumper. This is not something you should have to cram for.
Maybe the problem is that I didn't cram for it. It's not something that I did have.
Can't you just very simply have like a notes up on your computer with what says the names? And no one would know.
I could, but that would be cheating.
I don't see you have your name written. Interesting. Right over your shoulder.
Well, I have to.
Oh, you have to.
I have to so
it's
people know
not
what they're watching.
blazoned over Twitch everywhere you look.
Well, you gotta. If people just tune in for a second, they gotta know who they're looking at. Okay.
I think I'm seeing the marketing issues here between the.
Come on, Dudley. I'm doing my best. Okay.
You're doing that's all we can ask for.
Exactly. I'm doing my best, and I'll tell you, I love that you are so confrontational with me. I love that you force me to answer for everything immediately.
Everything.
You don't let anything ride for even a second.
When's the last time you cried?
Never.
Brett. I'm sad is what that should. I'm sad. I got walls up.
I don't have access to the equipment inside. It feels like,
You're broken.
I want to cry. All I wanted to do instead of eating all those cookies, I wanted to do was cry. I sat there in a bed, and here's something I thought, Dudley. I thought it's pretty crazy you ain't crying, Brett. It's pretty crazy that you're not crying. This is the worst thing that's ever happened.
Is it maybe not the worst thing that's ever happened to you? Is it maybe the change you needed in your life?
Hang on.
Because you don't seem that upset about it. You have barely said her name. Who knows where she is right now? I happen to know she's doing very well. Thank you.
Hold on.
We swapped chili recipes.
Is she's not doing sessions with you from Pittsburgh, is she? She's up in Pittsburgh. Is she doing sessions with you too?
Well, I Skype now, as they call it.
But
I lean back in my orthodontist chair.
Isn't that some
and let me tell you, she pays on time.
Okay. I will pay you. I swear to God. Scout's honor, whatever you need. I will pay you.
I won't hold my breath.
Please, well, don't.
But do you think this is good? Maybe this is good. Maybe it's an opportunity for some growth, some reflection.
You're saying to me that you think that me holding on to my marriage is me holding on to a thing that may have been holding me down?
Absolutely. Did you ever see the movie Up?
I did. The balloons one.
The balloons with the house. At the end, he's got to learn to let that house go to live his life. He's got to let go of this house that's following him like an albatross around his neck, holding him back. This memory, this cherished memory, it's doing nothing for him. It's just existing, holding him down. He's at the end of the movie, he has to let that go and move forward and create a new life. And I think you need to let that house go.
She's saying,
and also maybe get a haircut.
The hair stays, Dudley.
Oh, it's a protest. Okay. It's a statement piece.
The hair.
What a statement.
The hair is good and the hair stays. Okay. I don't care if you think I look crazy. The hair is my calling card. If I cut my hair, I have to change the logo. And if I change the logo, people who are tuning in on Twitch will tune in and they'll be like, what the hell show is this? That don't look like
people
Brett.
Are seeing the silhouette is the first thing they see?
They see it. It's huge. It's gigantic. It's the biggest thing on the screen. I make it bigger than me. Was that a poor design choice? Yeah, probably, Dudley. Okay? But the hair is my identity.
Jack Hole, Australia will be contacting you. They're good. Because let me tell you, these Tex-Mex flyers, stunning.
They're good
lenticulars.
Design?
They were lenticulars.
Wait, what's lenticular mean?
Is that the things when you move, like it changes? I have one here. I have the box set of all the Chucky movies. This is
whoa. Oh, okay. What was on there on the Tex-Mex flyer?
It was Hugh Grant sending a text to Mexico, and he said, "Good day, mate."
It was Hugh Grant, not
Hugh Grant.
Oh,
well, he hired Hugh.
I get you. I totally get it. I get the one-to-one. Yeah. He's like, he didn't want to be too on the nose.
No, and he wears a shirt that says Hugh too. It's very funny. It works on a lot of levels. People are talking about the undoing. Maybe this is your undoing. That's what Hugh Grant's in.
I'll be honest with you, Dudley. It's very scary to me to think that maybe the thing that I needed was for BB to go.
Change is scary, isn't it?
It's terrifying. And a lot of people have always told me, you know, Brett, you look almost the same as you did when you were a teenager, minus about 3 feet of hair. So, and so maybe me hanging on to the hair is also me holding on to it.
You're hanging on to your youth. You were like some heavy metal rocker person. You were like grunge, Soundgarden.
Oh, I mean, my favorite band of all time is Godsmack. You've heard the theme song to the show. I mean, they're one of the best bands.
Awful.
They're one of the best bands ever.
It's
what
like
are you talking
performative masculinity. Like, we get it. You're straight. God,
What's
chill
wrong?
out.
What's wrong with being a performatively masculine?
It's an act. It's not real. It's not genuine. I once went to the Hollywood Hayride when I was visiting my cousin Bernice in Hollywood, and we were on the hayride, and he goes into the tunnel. We're in like a big pop up, and then all of a sudden the lights go out, and then when they come back on, you hear that Disturbed song. There's like crazy clowns on trampolines. That's the only time I ever enjoyed that song.
That sounds awesome.
It was perfect.
I might try to learn that Disturbed song on guitar. The song, Down with the Sickness. Because
not this year.
No. Get rid of this.
Up with the masks. Maybe?
Up with the masks.
Down with the sickness.
Down with the sickness in terms of like down with the sickness, like down.
Oh, is that what that song's about? They're anti-sickness?
I think so.
It's political.
I think they are. Well, Dudley,
what a bold stance.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I truly never even considered the idea that maybe BB being gone is a good thing. And I don't know that I can say right now that that's what I'm comfortable with, but
you don't have to either. There's no time limit on these things. You can just take the time, be in the moment, feel your feelings. You don't have to do anything. Apparently, except for this Twitch show. Did Twitch? Were you drawn to Twitch because it sounds like a nervous tick?
I was drawn to Twitch because I didn't know any of the other ones.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I didn't know any other ones, and it's the only one I knew I could do this on. So this is what drew me here. But how about this, Dudley? How about this for the next? I thought that this was the Dark Night of the Soul is what you called it, the rock bottom time, but maybe this is the inciting incident of the movie. This is the start of the movie, the part of the movie where the guy breaks up with the girl, and then he's like, I'm gonna go on trips, and I'm gonna see the world, and I'm gonna experience new stuff. And gonna learn something from it.
This is when Dan in real life puts his head on all the pancakes.
What's that move?
I've only seen the poster. Steve Carell puts his head on a stack of pancakes.
Yeah. Yes. I know that movie.
He looks kind of like.
I know that one. Folks.
That's a movie
that
where
I know.
You got some syrup in your ear.
This is Dan in real life. Call it in the biz. Yeah. This is Dan in real life. Head on the pancakes moment. Classic movie poster. It's perfect. And so, in the weeks to come, Dudley, maybe things will turn up, you know?
Maybe start journaling.
Writing stuff down?
Not for the fans, just for you.
Just for me?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I don't know. I'll give that a shot. How about this? This is what I'll do. Over the next week, I will write down how I'm feeling.
That's wonderful.
And I'll bring it into our next session, and maybe I'll read a couple passages to...
Couldn't be less interested.
You don't want to hear it?
It's just for you.
Okay.
I mean, I hear a lot all day, and by the time I'm seeing it towards the end of the day, a little tired.
Okay.
There's a lot of me.
Right. Yeah. Okay, So yeah,
I kind of consider my sessions with you like my chill out space.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, fine. That's fine.
Yeah, it works for me.
So yeah.
Oh, do you worry I'm charging you too much?
No, listen, come on. Give me a break.
I'm giving you a break, trust me.
You've been giving me a break for months. Dudley, I think it's about time we got to wrap things up, but I got to tell you this. I've never had this has been truly just a delightful time chatting with you. It's made me feel better. It's been a bright spot in my week.
Good. I feel better too.
And I think
I wasn't joking. I really do.
I'm glad. I think we'll definitely need to have you on at some point again in the future. because you made it a real nice time for me. On an episode that I thought might be a real downer, you really made it a real upper. So I really appreciate that. And I just want to say that I'm trying to communicate honestly here. Mm-hmm. I appreciate what you do for me, and I promise to get better about valuing your time in the future. And I understand that you know good stuff, and I need to be more receptive to what you say to me instead of being immediately sort of, I don't need to be confrontational. I need to respond to your confrontations more effectively.
You need to listen, process, and take action.
Wow.
Latta.
Awesome.
Nope, that's not it at all. LPTA.
Hey, it's fine. I'll go back and watch it and get the right acronym.
Please.
But Dudley, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I truly can't tell you how much I enjoyed chatting with you. And I'm gonna let you go here in a second.
All right.
And I'll see you next week for our session.
That sounds good. Be safe, be smart, be sane, get a haircut.
Well, everything but the haircut, Dudley.
Get a haircut.
Okay. Bye, Dudley.
Bye.
Oh, folks! Dudley St. Salmon, my therapist. Maybe there's something to this idea that I need to just accept the fact that BB's gone, huh? Because maybe you got to tear the thing down in order to be able to build back better, as my president says. Huh. I got to tell you, I always think I come out of these episodes with a little bit of a new leash on life. But it feels like maybe this is the jolt, the shot in the ass that I needed. Huh. Well, folks, as Dudley made abundantly clear, I do owe him $5,000. So if you could spare a couple bucks, throw them into the pot, that'd be very much appreciated. Already had a few people throw some cash in the pot, but I would very much appreciate it so I could do that. I think as you all see, Dudley deserves every penny that he charges. I also do need a couple bucks to pay for the sign spinner, because I am going to try to live my life to the fullest over the next week, but I also am going to still do the sign spinner to try to drum up business, because I ain't giving up on a pop-up yet, folks. So if you could even throw just a buck, if you enjoyed the show, into the donation bin, you can find a link down below that says donations. You click on it, it'll send you to the place you can donate. You can also type !donate into the chat for a link, and I'd really appreciate it. I'm feeling good, folks. I'm feeling good. I don't know what it is, but talking to Dudley just put me in a good mood. So I think that next week you're all going to see a different guy. We ain't going to be down at the dumps. We ain't going to have cookie crumbs all over the shirt or nothing like that. We are going to be moving. Moving hard. Folks, thank you as always for watching the show. It really makes me happy that people still keep turning up to watch. I really appreciate it. We'll be back next week for another episode. Tune in Friday to find out who the guest is going to be. John will announce it on his game stream. And then what else? What else do I need to say? Nothing. Be good to yourselves, folks. It's tough out there right now. You know? A lot of bad stuff seems to be coming at us every day, but I hope you're all looking to the good stuff too, because there's a lot of good stuff out there, a lot of good things that you can spend your time doing. And coming around here is definitely one of those. So I hope to see you here next Tuesday. I hope John sees you on Friday, sees you on Sunday. Because if there's one thing that doing this does, it gives everybody a little bit of joy. So let's keep on doing that, folks. And until next time, Brett Out.